Excellencies, distinguished guests, dear friends, dear Vinu and Rebecca, dear children and young people. I would like to thank the organizer for inviting me to this timely roundtable. I wished very much to join you in Mumbai today, but due to unforeseeable circumstances, sadly, I am not able to do so at this time. I am pleased to participate through this message and continue our close collaboration for and with children. My message will focus on the urgency for investing in child protection and well-being. I would like to share four key messages. One, ending violence against children cannot wait. Violence against children is increasing alarmingly worldwide. No child is immune, no country is immune. Each year, 1 billion children, half of all the children around the world, are victims of violence. Children's vulnerability to violence continues to be exacerbated worldwide, along with the intensifying drivers of violence such as increasing poverty, food insecurity, social and economic inequalities, conflict, huge displacement, climate crisis, discrimination, as well as remaining harmful norms and practices. 1 in 6 children worldwide live in areas affected by armed conflict. 1 billion children live in areas at high risk of the climate crisis. 1 in 6 children live in extreme poverty. 43.3 million children have been displaced by the end of 2022. Violence takes many forms that are interlinked. Often, children sadly experience a continuum of violence. And we cannot divide violence online and violence offline. We cannot ignore the connections between violence against women and violence against children. Violence occurs in various settings. The violent children experience often takes place in the circle of trust. Violence against children is underreported and under-prosecuted. Many children do not report violence because they do not have easy access to complaint mechanisms, to the support they need, and to justice. Many do not report violence because of taboos, stigma, or for fear of reprisal. Many perpetrators go unpunished. Lack of access to essential services, including health and psychosocial support, education, social and child protection, and justice, makes the healing process more difficult. Violence has a huge impact on children's physical and mental well-being. The consequences can last a lifetime. Indeed, they can become intergenerational. Due to ongoing and multiple crises, the capacity of states, communities, and families to ensure children's protection and well-being are being severely challenged. My second message, investing in children makes economic sense. Child victims of violence may not reach their full education and health potential, which will limit their future income and productivity and impact human capital development. In addition to the human cost, a huge financial toll is paid by its victim and society. Studies indicate that the cost of violence could be as high as 8% of global GDP and up to 5% of national GDP. The total annual costs attributable to adverse childhood experiences were estimated to be 581 billion US dollars worldwide. Violence in schools leads to 11 trillion US dollar in lost lifetime earnings. Exposure to violence and toxic stress causes immediate and long-term physiological and psychological damage, which could cost up to 393 billion US dollar annually. Investing in children brings a triple dividend of benefits today into future adult life and for the next generation of children. The case for investment is made even stronger by the fact that many proven interventions have a low cost, and even modest increases in spending on these services can make a substantial difference. My third message. Investing in children also means involving them as part of the solution. Worldwide, children are increasingly at the forefront of initiatives for positive and sustainable social change. All measures taken for the protection and well-being of children must take into account the views and concerns of children, as they are best placed to identify when the system is failing. If we invest in the empowerment of all children, including through their active participation and engagement, we can bring enormous gains, not only for children, but for societies at large. My fourth message: a paradigm shift is needed now. The clock is ticking. Only 6 years remain to keep our promise to end violence by 2030. We are in the home stretch. We need to move away from siloed and multiple plans that are not duly implemented. Effective violence prevention and child protection requires addressing the root causes and drivers of violence at the same time as ensuring a chain of services in which all parts function in harmony, ensuring full support to families and communities. To this end, we must strengthen and scale up a cross-sectoral chain of services accessible to all children and their caregivers, leaving no one behind. The support to incorporate children protection and prevention against violence must be an all-government effort, supervised at the highest level and seen as an investment bringing high returns. Excellencies, dear colleagues and friends, more than one-third of India's population is below 18 years. India is home to about 19% of the world's children, close to 1 in every 5 children. Let's not forget that the future of India is today with its children. Let's not forget that India's children represent a strong human capital to protect and to invest in now. Thank you for your attention.